You're now listening to No Gimmicks.
No Gimmicks podcast, and we bring it to you. Every time we turn live, and you know it's the truth. Every after show, moving down, this the time we move around. No Gimmicks podcast is going down. Every night, every time in the ring. This is the time for No Gimmicks, no we doing our thing. What's your state of mind, state of mind? Moving down a statement when we take the line. This is exactly wrestling the state design. When you see Stone Cold like me, with the stunner in the world, exactly, man, what we bring. Every night we move like Brock Lesnar, the F5, no gimmicks. We take you to your limit, what's the feeling? When we live in the air, you know we on, it's the time. Guarantee we move, you know how we respond. The state design, when we feel it. Moving down, what's the healing? No gimmicks is the feeling.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the No Gimmicks podcast here on the DFPN. And today we have a special guest here. As you guys know, I've been on this journey to try to find as many spots in North Texas that do professional wrestling, trying to put a bigger spotlight on the area. If you guys have been following the show, you know we are very big supporters of Metroplex Wrestling. Their rise has been nothing short of astronomical, but that led us to let's see what else is out there, and put the spotlight on some folks that need the spotlight that we feel like should be showcased more. And that led me to today. There's a promotion out there that I really wanted to cover, and I really fell in love with their mission, what they're all about, faith through pro wrestling. And it's something that you don't hear a lot of. So I really want to put the spotlight on this one promotion. And joining me from that promotion, Ephesians Pro Wrestling. Sir, please introduce yourself and thank you for your time.
Yeah, so thanks for having us. I'm Kiel Pankonien. It's common spelling, as you can see there.
That's why I said introduce yourself, because I wasn't about to butcher it.
I was curious how you were going to navigate that one. About midway through, I realized I didn't spell it for you. But I'm the executive director of Ephesians Pro Wrestling. We're based out of Rockwall, Texas. And like you said, we are a faith-based wrestling promotion, which is kind of out of the ordinary, becoming a little more popular, but definitely out of the ordinary.
But very much. So, and that leads me to my first question. It's a really straightforward question, but I know that the answer is really simple. But why choose to go a faith-based pro wrestling? Why choose to go that route? There's virtually no market in that other outside of your promotion that I've seen. So why go that route?
Well, to be honest with you, we are our company is actually 25 years old. This is the 25th year. However, for since last January, we rebranded. The guy that founded the company originally, which was called Christian Wrestling Federation.
Oh, okay.
So he retired, and all the guys wanted to stay, and I was pretty big on the fact that I wanted to keep it and maintain it as a faith-based promotion and not have the chance of it being turned into a secular promotion.
Right.
Nothing against them, but I felt like we had something special. So, the history is 25 years. We've been Ephesians Pro Wrestling now for just right at, let's see, we're in February, so just over a year officially.
Wow.
And so we really started it back in August of, I guess that would be 24, but then actually made the brand change in January of 25. As we're known as Ephesian Pro Wrestling, we're a little over a year mark as the new company. But really, to come back to answer your question, for me personally, is I was actually in a really rough spot about 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And wrestling was not a thing of mine. I liked watching it. I grew up watching the Von Erichs, went to the Sportatorium and did all that, and grew up watching the Attitude Era, but it was never just a big thing for me. And I had met the previous owner one time in public. And then in February of 2019, I actually had a stroke.
Oh, wow.
and it was due to my high stress job. I was in law enforcement and emergency management, and after 18 years with that department, and I had a stroke, and one person came to see me out of that group. And I was in a pretty rough spot to begin with,
Right.
And out of all the people I'd met him one time, the former owner, and he actually found out I was in the hospital and called me. And I was actually at a point where I wanted nothing to do with God or much of anything other than just cause as much ruckus as I could. But that resonated a little bit because that was a wake-up call. I didn't know if I was going to make it through that. Of course I did. And so he invited me to one of their shows. I wasn't too fond of it, but we went. And I really found that I enjoyed myself. And he had invited me the next night to their training and Bible study. And so I kind of forced myself into there. And ultimately, this organization is what saved my life.
I love that.
Important to me. And that's why since the rebranding, I've really tried to take the lead on where this can go further.
That is a great testimony, first and foremost. I love that. Second, you touched on something that I want to get back to in a minute, but I did want to ask you, Ephesians Pro Wrestling. Ephesians is a very specific book of the Bible. So why the name Ephesians Pro Wrestling?
Well, and if you'll notice in our logo, if you look, we snuck some Roman numerals in there. So it's actually it's on Ephesians 6. So Ephesians 6:12, where we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but spiritual principalities and basically the demons in this that we're always fighting. You got to put the armor of God on.
Whole armor of God. Yeah.
And it is our foundational verse. It's our foundational chapter. The armor of God is very heavy within our organization, Spartan and things like that. So we picked it for that reason, because we feel like we are better to battle together in this walk with Jesus. That it's not an easy one, and so anytime you let your armor fall, then the arrows can get into you, and then more issues can be caused. And that is where we came up with the name, because we actually went through about 120 names till we landed on this one.
Now I'm curious, because that is the Ephesians 6:12. That's great. That's a great starting point for anyone. That's an awesome reason, and the way you tie it into everyone, to where you're not a walk alone. I love that. I love that as well. But I had a question in my head and I forgot what I was going to ask. But the Bible study, right? So you said you do training and Bible study?
Yes. So every Monday night we do 2 hours of training, and then the last hour, so the third hour that we're there, we actually do Bible study in the ring. Wow. And so we're just as hard as we train in the ring physically, we also train that much spiritually, and it's a standing thing that has been going for quite some time. And we'll have 30-40 guys in there, and we'll sit down and we'll talk about man stuff, and we'll talk about real life, what we're going through, and use scripture to guide us through that. And not only that, but us that are married, our marriages, being a husband, being a follower of Christ, just representing what we believe is really what Christ has called us to. And that's to truly love and help everybody, no matter what. And so we're real big on that as well. But yeah, we train on Mondays and Thursdays, but on Mondays we have a Bible study every week.
That's awesome. That is really awesome. And it kind of brings back that old message of be the church, but that is a unique way of like being the church. How has being in this type of role not only affected your faith, but how have you seen people gravitate towards this promotion? Because I look at it, it is a popular promotion.
And it's there are so many awesome answers I could give you on that question alone. But here is the true difference in what was before and now what Ephesians Pro Wrestling is about. We recognize that we're definitely a wrestling promotion, but we recognize over that we're a ministry. And so that is very important to us as far as, yes, we love getting in the ring. We love putting on shows. We love traveling. But one thing that we started this year, finally, under Ephesians Pro Wrestling is community and community get back. And so we're out there in our community very solidly. We helped the county Toys for Tots and did a show for them this year. Ended up getting just us, just our toy drive alone, we're over almost 700 toys. Wow. It's those type things that I feel like make us, that set us apart from a normal wrestling promotion. But at the same time, we take our wrestling and we take our training very serious, because we feel that we have to work harder to prove ourselves as wrestlers, because we've tied our faith and our ministry to that as well. So as hard as we do out there, giving back to the community, we're putting in the same sweat, blood, and tears inside of our training facility, so that we can truly stand up and say, yes, we are a legitimate wrestling promotion, but we also use it in a different way.
Yeah. And I love that you do that, because it reminds me of, like, I don't know, when I see this promotion, like, the first place my mind goes is people like Shawn Michaels, Eddie Guerrero, who are really open in their faith, right? And a promotion like this kind of makes it easier for wrestlers of that nature that are so open in their faith to want to gravitate towards this promotion. And you see people like Aaron Eagle, who's very popular in the DFW area, in there, and there's a lot of different wrestlers that are familiar faces but are in this promotion, and it's just awesome to see them roll through that promotion.
Well, and also some fun fact, as the company, like I said, we're 25 years old. So in the previous, this Christian wrestling, H.H. Styles came through there before he went to TNA.
Yep.
Lodi from WCW was a big part of that. Josh Dawkins, who's now Malik Blade in NXT, he came and did some shows with us long before he made that. But for us, it's about bringing somebody in and entertaining them in the ring that will never step inside of a church, and being able to share the gospel with somebody when they thought they were coming for a wrestling show, and maybe for the first time they heard something about Jesus. That's what makes us unique, because every show we do, no matter what, you'll have midway through, you'll have a testimony from one of our guys or girls. And then at the end, you'll have a short gospel presentation with an altar call where we go out and actually pray with people. So no matter what we're doing, we do that. And so, we'll get a lot of people. It kind of goes back to your other question. We'll get a lot of people that will come in there for wrestling and leave with some questions and good questions. It makes them start thinking about what Jesus is, and that real people out there that throw these, we throw each other around. We can love Jesus and we can have fun. And a lot of people feel like you can't love Jesus and have fun.
I love that. And with that being said, like, you do work with churches, right? Like, for sponsorships, and you are looking for sponsors from churches, right?
We're always looking for sponsors. We'll take them from churches. It's difficult to get a sponsorship from the church because they're in the same boat as we are as far as funds and nonprofits and going, what's coming in is going out.
Right.
But at the same time, we do partner with churches a lot. We'll go do events all over the country. We're not just local. We also travel. So, we've gone, since I've been there, I've gone as far as Detroit. And prior to me, they've even been in Africa, Mexico, Nigeria, and Egypt. So, it's one of those things that we'll go anywhere. We'll spread the good news. We've done several city events now. And it's not about pressure. We're not going to thump them with the Bible and pressure them. We're just going to explain how Jesus changed our lives. And we were broken and still broken, very, very broken, no matter what. So
that's a great message. It really is a great message. And that's one of the things that kind of drew me to the promotion is that it's not in your face, right? You do a very good blend, but in the midst of that, you are teaching something, which Ephesians in itself, which is what got my attention. It's like, Ephesians, are they talking like the whole armor of God and then pay attention to the promotion? Yes. Yes, they are. They're definitely talking the whole armor of God. So I love that, but also I love that it's something unique that pulls people in. It really is. It's a perfect avenue for people who are faith-based and love pro wrestling. I think it's perfect for that crowd. It really is. And it's also perfect for someone, if you've never watched wrestling, I'd recommend this promotion because it's a family-friendly promotion. So I love that aspect of the promotion. I really do.
Absolutely. And it definitely is family friendly, but it's not. It's by far something that you can't come in and still have a good time. Our fans yell and they say some mean stuff and they have a blast, and every once in a while popcorn gets thrown. One of our wrestlers' moms almost beat one of the guys he was wrestling, and we literally had to almost call security to get hurt. I mean, so you're going to get the same experience. You're just not going to have it with the F word and a cuss word every other way or something like that. But we definitely like to have fun, and the rowdier they get, the more fun we have.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have kid events too. Something I noticed about that. You have a lot of kid events.
We actually have we have a brand, EPW Kids. They're their own brand.
Oh wow!
And so this is something that started. Back in the day, we would do 6 weeks summer camps, and we'd do those every summer, and those were fun. And then about 5 years ago, we were doing them, and the kids and really the girls fell in love with it, and their parents asked if we would consider doing something year round. And we had never considered it before, but we decided let's try this. And so for the last 5 years, we have our own brand. They are EPW Kids. They have their own logo. They have their own shows, and they're in there every single Sunday night for 2 hours training. And then they also have a Bible time for 30 minutes of that. So they're in there training every week as well.
That's awesome.
And so we were doing 3 shows a year for them. And this year we've started, as you've probably seen, this Sunday we have a kids show, but it's just the advanced class, where it's not all the kids. We have kids. We have 30 kids in the program. And our advanced kids are from 12 to 16, and those kids have been with us for years, and they're really good. And so they're going to have their own show this Sunday. We're starting to give them more events. We'll probably start having some kid dark matches in our shows, and some things like that. So we definitely pour into our kids, and they are a big and vital part of the ministry, honestly.
That's awesome. And the way you structure it, and for having kids that young so invested in something like that's really awesome.
And mark my words, and since this is a podcast that's recorded, we have 1 or 2 girls you will see in WWE within the next 10 to 15 years.
Oh wow.
And I told them I want front row to WrestleMania. That's the only deal I have. But I can promise you will see at least one of our kids in the next 15 years. Our females really, really have some talent, and they are fully bought in, sold in, and it's going to be exciting to see what they do.
You have my attention.
Yes.
You have my attention. All right, so you have a full 2026 planned. Talk to me about Abundant TV, because that's how you put out your shows. Talk to me about Abundant TV and how people can find Abundant TV to find your shows.
Absolutely. So Abundant TV contacted us back in October and asked if we would like to be on their network. And so Abundant TV is the largest growing Christian network platform right now.
Okay.
And they are available, of course, on your phone through an app. Or if you have Apple TV, Roku, or Fire Stick, you can also download the app on your TV as well. And what's unique about Abundant TV, and this was a real big thing for us, was they're not just a streaming platform. They actually run 2 live channels all the time as well.
Okay.
So if you so choose, you can watch them as you would, 24 hours a day. They're running their programs. And then they also have the streaming, quote unquote, on demand.
Okay.
So you can go back and watch some of those shows. So great. It's run by Rob Patz in Ohio. He is honestly amazing and one of our biggest supporters. They do a lot of promoting for us out there or throughout their network. And they provide us a weekly time slot. So we have a 1-hour television show every week on Saturday nights at 5 p.m. Central Time. But every Saturday night you can watch EPW Battleground on Abundant TV. So our home shows that we do, we film 2 episodes and then we move them through, and then they will air every Saturday in a row.
Nice. And I like the 6 Eastern. that's the old TBS time slot. I like that.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's a little early for us, but for them, and the thing is, when we got into this, we just didn't realize, we didn't know, how many views we'd have or whatever. There was another Christian promotion that was on it at the time, but they were coming off and going to a YouTube platform only.
Okay.
So the network itself was geared, and they were, they had wrestling followers. So we just took over their time slot. So it's kind of a little bit cheating because we already had a little bit of a view audience, but our first week, I think we had 60,000 people watch our show.
Wow. And
last week he said we had almost, we're trying to get there, but 80,000 that tune in almost weekly for our television show.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And yeah, that is a really awesome move. And yeah, it seems like it's working. There's enough buzz around the community as well. That people are paying attention. So kudos to everything you guys have been doing. And like I said, I love the mission and this conversation. I'm fully a fan of this promotion.
Awesome.
I really am. So let the people know where they can find Ephesians Pro Wrestling. They can follow you. They can get in tune to all of your news.
Yes. So obviously we are on the web. So you can find us at www.ephesiansprowrestling.org. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Our YouTube channel, once our TV shows air, we go ahead and upload them to our YouTube channel as well. But, we used to run them live, but when we started the network, they asked for us, they asked for the exclusives. So now people, they don't want to wait, but sometimes they have to. So they get uploaded. And so we're on YouTube. We are in Rockwall, right off of Interstate 30, just north of, just east of Lake Ray Hubbard, right on the highway there behind Encounter Church. And we do birthday parties for kids. Those are fun. We do travel to churches and men's groups and church camps. We do a lot of church camps. And then also something we just did last weekend. It was the first one, but it was really awesome. Is we did a gender reveal. So we had 2 of our guys wrestle a legit match. One in a pink shirt for the girl, and then the boy. and then we were able to reveal the gender of their baby that way, and it was
That's
really
awesome.
cool.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so we're there. We're on all of the major platforms. Obviously, you can find us on Abundant TV. That is a free app to download. There's no streaming charges or anything. And so, you can email us. You can message us on Facebook, Instagram. I think that's how we ended up getting in contact.
Yeah.
But literally, that is all of those items are really on my phone at all times, and I try to get back almost immediately to just about everybody I can. So
can confirm he is immediate.
we would love. We do 2 shows a month, so we're basically every other week. You can find our schedule on Facebook and our website. And then, like I said, we have the kids show coming up Sunday the 15th, and then and we got February 21st, 7th of March, and March 21st. So we're about every other week.
Okay.
And then we've got some travel shows built in there. And then this year we're going to do a really special fundraiser for our Children's Advocacy Center here in Rockwall County for Go Blue Month. So we're going to have a show, try to pack the house and sell as many tickets as we can, so all the proceeds can go back to kids that have been abused, sexually abused, things like that.
I love that.
And that is coming up in April as well. So a lot of things we're trying to do to get in the community and get back to these kids. So any support, we do look for sponsors. We have a sponsorship package. It's also on our webpage. And that's how we pay our bills. We have our own facility. We're blessed to have our own facility. But we also, that's where we use our money from shows, is to be able to pay our bills and our rent and things like that.
Absolutely. And I will spread the word. I know of some really good folks. So I'll spread the word of this promotion as far as I can. So
well, I appreciate you.
I appreciate your time, sir. I really, truly do. And I hope to have you back on, honestly.
Absolutely. Anytime. I'd love to come back on, and when you're ready to come to the show, just reach out. I'll put you front row for the night.
I appreciate that. I would definitely take you up on that one.
All right.
All right. Well, sir, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for telling us about this wonderful promotion. All the success to you, all the good luck. But I know you guys got God on your side, and with God, you never fail. So
absolutely, and I appreciate you having us on here.
This has been an awesome conversation. I really, really appreciate it.
Awesome. Me too.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. Again, follow Ephesians Pro Wrestling. Please give them your support and come back next time. We hope to see you. But until then, you guys know what it is. Be safe. Take care of each other. Enjoy what you're going to enjoy. Peace.
And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmicks.